Happy Taco Tuesday, everyone. Welcome back. We are entering a new phase of training, so we are down to a 10x4 for all main lifts with just slightly heavier weight. Now, I got to the gym later than I expected, and that goes for the fact that I was teaching an online class last night, which I do every Monday and Wednesday nights, but I went long and I was just talking to some really good people. I did some training, I did some hand training, did some conditioning, and since it was a bit late at night, that tends to take a lot out of me, and so waking up was a bit of a struggle today. I did manage to make it to the gym late morning, but definitely later than I wanted to, and that's okay. That sometimes happens when I do kung fu conditioning at night, just because it takes a bit out of me, it wears me out, and so sometimes it can affect waking up in the morning. But I did make it, and as a result, I did not do a cardio warm-up. I thought about it, but I just wanted to get to the incline bench and just get started on the workout. So I began with the same warm-up sets, so 135 for 10, 185 for 8, and here we have 210 pounds for a 10x4. 90 seconds of rest in between sets, and overall it was a pretty good bench day. Although I will not lie, the warm-ups felt a bit heavy, and that's mainly due to the fact that I didn't do any cardio warm-up or anything to get primed for the workout, so that's totally fine. I kind of saw that coming, but after the warm-ups, working sets felt very comfortable. I was going just for a nice slight pause on the chest, nothing too much, just wanted to make sure I got all volume done. And you'll see more significant longer pauses towards the last few sets, but really I just wanted to get all 40 reps and not do too much with it. Just make sure that I'm getting down to the bottom, a good stoppage like that right there on the chest before pressing back up. Nothing really all that out of the ordinary, just making sure, of course, that form and technique are there. And as a result, everything went well. And I do want to give a shout out to, well, really the only woman there, but I'll talk about her a little bit later. And just to give you a little preview, she really saved my workout in, well, more ways than one, but I will talk about her a little bit later when I get to the T-bar row. So when it came to accessories, I had it in my mind to do a fly, and I wasn't sure if I was going to do a dumbbell fly, flat fly, incline fly, cable crossover, or just a cable fly of any sort really, low to high, high to low, straight across. And I ended up going to the seated fly machine, and I wanted to push it a little bit, although I thought that maybe I would have to just kind of tone it down a little bit, just because my chest had been already worked. 210 pounds for 40 reps is no small feat, although it was pretty comfortable, as you can see. But when I got to the fly machine, I did a warm-up set of 8 with 100 pounds, which is typical for me. Then I jumped to 150 for a set of 8, which is also very typical. Now, at that point, I thought maybe 180 would be a good starting weight for the first working set, and then do progressive sets to 200. But at the last second, I just thought, let's push it today. Let's push it a bit. And as a result, I did 3 sets of 8 with 200 pounds, and that felt pretty good. It got nice and challenging towards the last 2 reps with the final set, and that's good. I didn't have to really grind too much, but I did have to make sure that I was completely locked in to get those last couple of reps, and that's about right. That's about perfect in terms of pushing your boundary a bit without having to sacrifice form, and definitely not getting to failure, although I probably had maybe 1 left before I would reach failure, so it was just kind of getting close to that point, and I really honestly just didn't want to go to failure today. I've done that before, and I just didn't want to do that. I didn't want to have to sacrifice a little volume for the sake of intensity, but I will tell you that the last 2 reps of the seated fly were not easy. They definitely weren't. And so that's pretty much it for the push movers. Now, getting into T-bar row. So, like I said before, there was one woman, and I kind of felt bad for her. It was one woman, and there were just a bunch of guys around her, and so I hope she felt comfortable with that. But she was by herself in terms of being the only female in the weight room. and she looks great. She looks fantastic, absolutely stunning, and doing some really great exercises. So what you didn't see was her doing overhead tricep extensions, side laterals, bench press, all with dumbbells, good form, good technique, and I was just shooting in the other direction, so you didn't see her. Here you're seeing her in the background, and that was actually a bit of a surprise because she did most of her work in one area of the gym, and then she left, or at least I thought she left. And so by the time I started T-bar row, I was just going through warm-up sets. So I did a set of 10 with 95. I did a set of 8 with 120, which is typical, of course. And then I looked up, and there she was. Very unexpected. Believe me, very much appreciated. She will never know how much she helped me for this workout. She'll never know. It's just kind of like that. And I can't tell you how much I am grateful for the fact that she was there, and it helped me. It was like a North Star, and I would totally work out with her any day of the week, but she really helped keep my focus on the right things, on working out, and not other things. So I'll keep that a bit vague, but basically, if she wasn't there, I probably wouldn't have been in a good mood. But thankfully she was, and she did leave, but that's okay. It made it so that the rest of the workout was alright. And so here we have the 10x4 with 157.5 pounds, 90 seconds of rest in between sets, and T-bar row went well. It went well. It felt very comfortable. I'm pretty much going right into the starting position and just going right for the exercise, right for the reps. So you may notice I'm not going for a very long pause in the peak contraction at the top. I'm getting a stoppage, and there will be some reps, especially in the latter sets, where I will hold it at the top. But just like bench press, honestly, it was mostly just getting the volume done, getting all sets and reps finished, and of course a stoppage. I'm not just kind of just going through the motion or anything like that. I am getting a stoppage at the top and a little bit of a pause, but I waited and I kind of just held back a bit until the last couple sets to really put a strong, elongated pause at the top, and that's absolutely fine. I'm perfectly okay with that. The grip felt still pretty good, pretty strong, so I'm happy about that. I still do not need to use a V-bar attachment, and I will do this as long as I can until I need to, and I hope to not need to do that this time around, but you never know, and if I have to grab that V-bar handle, I will, but I'm just trying my best not to rely on it. And then for the accessory, I went to the seated row with an underhand grip, and I wanted to push that one as well. So I did pretty much the same exact weights as the fly. So warm-up set of 8 with 100, warm-up set of 8 with 150, and then 3x8 with 200 pounds. And that was the workout. Thank you all so much. Again, big shout out to that woman, and adopt, don't chop.